Right, let's get this last swig a wee bit of coffee here before we start. Oh, that's good stuff. Oh, here we go. Right, let's go. Hello once again. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever time it is of the day you're listening to this podcast. Welcome back to the Moore Army podcast for another episode. I am a little bit more perkier than what I was on Tuesday. So I am, because I had a better sleep last night compared to what I had on Monday night in the Tuesday's podcast. But give me a coffee's sort of sitting here, a bit of windy pops. But yeah, yes guys, good morning. Oh, that last bit of coffee went down a treat. Welcome back to another episode, guys. Hope you're all keeping well. It is Thursday again. I cannot believe it's Thursday again. Freaking hell, this week's went by so bloody quick. So it has. It really, really has. But I hope you are all doing well out there, guys. And yeah, let's get back here for another day of argy-bargy, answering questions, talking about what's going on in the world, what madness is going on in the world and more. So, but yes, let's get started, right? But before we go any further today, I just want to get the usual stuff out of the way, as I like to do here in the podcast, quickly before we move on. If you're a regular listener to the podcast, welcome back. If you're a new listener to the podcast, hello. Welcome to the Moore Army podcast, if it's your first time. If you are listening to us for the first time or a regular listener, you want to contact me for the podcast, any questions or all, you know how to do it by now, guys. The email, moorearmypodcast@yahoo.com. Social media links, which is Facebook, the Moore Army YouTube channel Facebook page, and also my Instagram, official Matthew Moore. You can send me a question on there by DM or on the Facebook page. You can leave a comment in all the posts that we put up advertising the podcast. So you can drop us a message on there as well, or whatever way you want to do it. Or you can go to our website, moorearmy.co.uk. Get all your merch on there, get all your bits and bobs on there. Check out all the vlogs and podcasts as well, moorearmy.co.uk. And finally, if you want to check out our good friends and partners here of the Moore Army and the Moore Army podcast, check out our good friends at FTBL Spot. If you're listening to us this morning here or afternoon or evening here on YouTube, you can check out the link for that in the description for their website and stuff, where you can get all your classic football shirts, mystery shirt football shirts in a box, football boots, and much more. If you contact them through their website or their social media platforms quoting Moore Army, they will give you a discount code for the checkout and you get loads of great discounts. Check out our friends at FTBL Spot for all your football needs. Please do. And they sent me a lovely package in the post, which you'll see in the YouTube video that I'm going to release today on our channel. They sent me a late birthday present. They apologise because obviously I think they were on holiday or something, I don't know what they were doing, but they sent me a lovely mystery shirt. And I ended up with a lovely mystery. If you want to go and check it out, I think I maybe posted photographs. I posted stuff on my Instagram about it, and I posted a picture, I think, on the Instagram. I'm not too sure, but if you want to go and check it out, guys, I put it in my story the other day, and there is a video going out today of them as well. FTBL Spot. And if you check out the recent Match Day vlog that I done 2 nights ago, at the very start, you'll see a wee advertisement at the very start promoting FTBL Spot. You'll see all the little screenshots of the website and customer reviews as well on our Facebook page. You can check them out. They are a great upcoming company. FTBL Spot for all your football needs. Please go and check them out and support a good business, because they are a good bunch of people. Anyway, moving on. What have I got for you today? Well, I'll obviously talk to you about what I've been up to in just a couple of minutes' time, but what have I got for you in the podcast today? Some interesting stuff, some sad news as well today on the podcast. Everybody knows by the title of this podcast, the breaking news that legendary rock singer and icon of the world, Ozzy Osbourne, unfortunately passed away not long after we released our last podcast there on Tuesday. We'll have a wee chat about that briefly. We're also going to be talking about a little bit of health, about walking and health and stuff like that. And some sad news here in Northern Ireland about unfortunate people being an incident happened in Northern Ireland. I think it was yesterday. We're going to talk about that as well. Summer holidays for parents, for their children. We're going to talk about a little bit more about that there as well. We'll talk a bit more about the state pension, because a lot of you older listeners have been contacting me about the state pension. I've got some news on that about you as well. Also, driverless cars. We're going to talk about that in the podcast today too. Interesting one. A lot more driverless cars are popping up. We're going to talk about that briefly. And also, finally, it just seems to be doing the rounds this morning. Are the UK, as in mostly the mainland, expecting a summer of trouble in relation to all the things that have been going on in the likes of Epping and Southport and London and all the different places across the UK, even here in Northern Ireland, the whole thing about Ballymena and all the different things. Is the UK expecting a summer of trouble? I'm going to talk about that briefly too as well. Plus, I want to get into some of your questions, and also we have the Jackass of the Week. So we've got a bit of a packed episode today for you, so I hope you're all doing well. Let's get started. Anyway, before continuing anything at all, I want to just let you know what I've been up to since Tuesday and Thursday. Well, I went to a match on Tuesday night. Went down to see Bangor play St James's Smiths. Had a great night on Tuesday night. Hung out with my friend Cameron, who I haven't seen for quite a while. Shout out to Cameron. He's doing quite well for himself as well. It was his birthday recently too as well. We celebrated birthdays close to each other. Cameron I've got to know over the last couple of years at football and whatnot. Became a good friend. And we hung out on Tuesday night, watched a bit of football. Bangor beat St James's Smiths 3-2. There's a match day vlog up on the channel if you want to go and check it out now. I did post one of the goals as a reel on my YouTube channel Shorts and also on my Instagram. Bangor's looking quite good for the new season ahead, so I'm looking forward to that. And then yesterday, what a day yesterday. My good God almighty, Lewis and I were non-stop. Well, not so more Lewis, more me. Busy all day and then up until a certain time of the day, and then yesterday evening just literally cleaning the house, just ripping the place apart. We're in the middle of trying to get things organised, guys. We're trying to do a bit of a change in the house at the minute. We're going to be getting our kitchen repainted this weekend and a few changes made there. We're going to get a new kitchen table and chairs. We're going to change the whole kitchen, the whole look to it. New light fittings. We're trying to get everything all into place. And then the next protocol is the living room. We want to do a massive change to the living room. So we do. But that's the plans at the minute. We're just sort of going around trying to get everything organised, Lewis and I, at the minute. So we're trying, well, more me, because the kiddies are off doing their own thing. But yeah, just trying to keep my hands on top of that along with everything else, and trying to do vlogs. And people are contacting me every day saying, is there a new vlog today? Or is there a new vlog today? Guys, years ago I could do it every day, but not as much as what he could. Now, obviously, I've been posting a lot of videos recently, but you got to give me time to get videos done. It's hard to balance work life, kids life, home life, family life, and then trying to have a life as well as vlog too. So you got to bear with me. I don't make millions of pounds on YouTube like some YouTubers do. Wish the hell I did. God. All these YouTubers making an absolute bloody fortune. I don't know how the hell to do it. You know what I mean? So I do okay on YouTube, but I'm not like a millionaire. I wish the hell I was. Not that it would ever change, because I wouldn't. But anyway, that's pretty much what I've been up to the last couple of days. Just keeping busy and just literally knocking about and trying to... Oh, it's been absolutely mental. So it has, and I'm glad, because tonight, I'm going to finally get to sit down tonight. I've been on my... first week diet has passed. I've done the first week. I've stuck to it. And a lot of you have been contacting me, saying about the whole health update and stuff like that. I've been on my diet now a week. And I've been sticking to it. I've been drinking, I haven't had a drop of fizzy juice. I haven't had an energy drink. I haven't had a piece of crap all week. I've been eating proper food, even though some of the food's been boring. But again, I have to. I've been walking. I've been drinking tons of water, and when I say tons of water, I'm talking like freaking liters of water a day. Just trying to get some type of start to get my body into some type of routine of trying to get this bloody weight off. But yeah, I'm doing all right. The first week's been a struggle, especially on Monday night there, whenever me and Lewis were sitting watching wrestling on Monday night. Lewis is sitting stuffing his face with fucking chocolate and sweets and juice and all, and I'm sitting at the other end of the sofa going, you little son of a bitch, you're sitting there fucking eating all that crap in front of me. And in the past, normally I would just give in and went, give us a fucking bit of chocolate or something. Nope, I didn't. I didn't give in. And then last night we were sitting watching some wrestling too, Lewis and I, and he was sitting eating Maltesers and Milky Bars and crisps and juice, and I was sitting at the end of the bed with a bottle of water, or at the end of the chair, sorry, with a bottle of water. Yep. And I had, from a dinner, I had 2 bits of pork with potatoes, and that was me. And then in the morning time, I had Weetabix with my coffee. So I'm trying my best to stick to this, guys. And I'm trying my best to get out more walking. I mean, after I record this podcast and then get it out, I've a couple more things to do this afternoon, and then I got to get back out again. I want to go out for a nice walk this afternoon, and I'm going to come back because I normally go down to council on a Thursday, but he's off at the minute on holiday. So I'm normally down feeding the ducks on a Thursday and stuff like that, and I'm not be doing that today. Well, I'll make it down feed the ducks before I come home. But tonight, because I actually asked my doctor when I was at the hospital, is it okay one day a week where I have a cheat day? And he went, well, as long as it's not excessively crazy. And I said, well, what I'm saying is like maybe a couple of low-carb beers, and that's pretty much it. Maybe a whiskey or something like that there, just to sit back and chill out one night. And he goes, no, it's fine. He says, as long as you the rest of the week you don't eat shit. It's a balanced diet. Keep your calories down. Do plenty of exercise, plenty of walk, and you should be fine. So tonight I'm going to sit down with a couple of whiskeys, put my feet up, and I'm going to chill out. And then tomorrow I have to go to a funeral service tomorrow, unfortunately, which is quite sad. A fella I know from Irish League football, his young baby passed away after 18 weeks. So sad. So I want to go and show my face tomorrow with that. I think me and Lewis are going to head to that tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow lunchtime. So I think we're going to head to that tomorrow afternoon and show our respects. And then that's pretty much it, really. And then the weekend's full of activities too. I'm going to try and keep myself busy this weekend. I don't even know why I want to get to a football game. Cameron invited me to a football game this weekend, but I don't think I'm going to go. He's going to, I don't know what game he's going to this weekend. I can't remember what he said. But anyway, he wants me to go with him. But I don't think I'm going to go to that game this weekend. There's a couple of local games knocking about, but I think I might go and find something else to do. And then on Sunday, guys, I'm heading to the party in the park. It's a party in the park or picnic in the park, whatever it's called, in Bangor. I'm going to go and watch some more of that live music. If you haven't saw the video from last Sunday, please go and check it out. It was great crack down there last Sunday. It was brilliant. So it was live music, all people from all different types of backgrounds, and all that. It was absolutely amazing. Now, in saying that there, by looking at the weather forecast for Sunday, it is supposed to piss down on Sunday, but if it does, weather could obviously change over the next few days, but I hope it doesn't. I mean, the forecast for today is to be 19 degrees and sunny, which I am looking at. And Senator, I'm sitting here this morning looking outside, and I can't even see a freaking thing in the sky. But there you go. But that's pretty much what I've been up to, guys, what I'm planning to do this weekend. So stay tuned for more vlogs on the channel, because there is more vlogs coming up. So stay tuned on our YouTube channel. And if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please go and check it out. If you're listening to the podcast here for the first time. But anyway, yes, guys. What have I got for you today? Obviously, another thing I forgot to mention as well. Mr. Donald Trump is arrived in Scotland today. Apparently he's on his way to Scotland today, so I'm sure there'll be a few extremists out there trying to shout things at him and call him everything under the sun, because a lot of people in the world don't like Donald Trump. So there's not, I always see a lot of videos online of people going like, Donald Trump's a racist, Donald Trump's this, Donald Trump's that. Oh, okay. Well, then why did he get voted in then as president? You know what I mean? I don't know. Here, I know he owns a golf course in Scotland, and I think I've told you this before in the podcast. I actually met Donald Trump in Detroit in 2007 for all of like 30 seconds, 45 seconds maybe. And whenever we met him, he was a nice guy. He shook our hands. Hi guys, how you doing? You're not from around here. Where are you? From Northern Ireland. Oh yeah, good golfing country. Blah blah blah. Have a nice trip, guys. Take care of yourselves. Thank you. Away he went. 2007, Detroit, Michigan. Remember like it was yesterday. This is before there were smartphones now, where you just pull the phone out and get a photo. Imagine getting a selfie with him and posting it online now. All the crazy fuckers coming on and like destroying me. Oh, you're a Donald Trump supporter. You should be ashamed of yourself. Okay. Fair enough. Whatever. Anyway, let's get into some of the subjects today in the podcast. Some interesting ones, and some of you guys have been sending me in some interesting stories to talk about too as well. But I want to start off with a bit of sad news here in Northern Ireland. I'm sure you probably saw it on the news. I don't know why the ones in the mainland England have seen it, but a mother and 2 children were killed in a Fermanagh shooting recently, which is really, really sad to read. A mother of 2 children been killed in Fermanagh. It was a gun attack. A man who was a member of the same household is being treated for serious injuries at the Royal Victoria Hospital in Belfast, but apparently the mother and the two children have passed away. And for what I was reading early this morning, apparently four's passed. I don't know what's true or not, but the exact numbers, but it's really, really sad. And again, you read stories like this and you think to yourself, freaking hell, like, it's just, but again, you don't know what's going on. It's like, it reminds me, something like this here reminds me of, like, anybody there who doesn't watch wrestling, I'm sure you've probably heard of the Chris Benoit story, where he killed his wife, his son, and then killed himself. You know, people were saying, like, why did he do it? Was he really, did he really snap? What happened? You just don't know what's going through a person's head at the time to cause that. Obviously, it could be a lot of reasons. It could be they have a mental breakdown, or they could just be completely crazy. You don't know. But again, when you see stories like that there, it just reminds you, it's just, life can just change at the flick of a switch, and oh man, it's unbelievable. It really, really is. My thoughts are with the family and all right now, and that's a horrible situation. Guys, a bit of health news. I was just talking about my health there a minute ago. A lot of you people out there, obviously, say to me, get yourself on a fitness plan and go out walking and all. Guys, I love walking. I adore walking. I love walking to the beach. I love walking to the park. I love going out for walks where I can go out and clear my head. Now, the study always used to say, and this is an old saying, that apparently you're supposed to get at least 10,000 steps in a day. Okay? Now, that's fine and dandy. 10,000 steps is quite a lot. But to do it every day, not everybody can do it every day. But there's now new research that's come out here saying that just 7,000 steps a day can cut health risks. It says walking 7,000 steps a day can be enough to boost your brain power and help protect against a range of different diseases. Apparently from starting from 10,000, which is often seen as a benchmark, as a real high benchmark to reach, which is true. It is quite a lot of steps for 10,000 steps. But recent research has now said up to 7,000 steps a day would be good enough for you. So anybody there who is, because I see a lot of people down at the beach and stuff, and they're out walking. I've overheard conversations over the years, people saying, "Oh, I must get my 10,000 steps in a day." There's not a lot of people out there who can do 10,000 steps. Not for a lot of reasons. Number one, they're probably not fit enough to do it for the time being, or they work all day and they don't get a chance to go out at night time and go for their walk. They don't get their 10,000 steps in because of a work life or a family life or whatever. So they're now saying apparently now that it's reduced now at 7,000 steps. So anybody out there who's fit and healthy and loves to walk and enjoy their steps and whatever, 7,000 steps is quite a lot, and still a lot. You know what I mean? It's still a lot of walking. Now, let's move on to something here for the parents out there. Summer holidays there's a story going around in the last 24, 48 hours I've been keeping an eye on. A lot of parents have been coming out and saying that apparently summer holidays now are causing a lot of financial strain in the families because everything's becoming so friggin' expensive. You know what I mean? And we were talking about this the other day. There's not much for kids to do now. But for kids to do certain things now, they want to go out and be active. It costs families a lot of money. Now, it's different if they're in two-parent families who are both working full-time on a good wage or whatever. But say it's a single mum, or in my case, a few years ago, it was a single dad, and you've only one wage coming in, or maybe you're not even working, and it's very hard to get your 2 or 3 kids out there to do all these different activities because everything's just so bloody expensive now. And there's a story going out there now that a lot of parents in the UK are struggling to get their kids to be more motivated because they can't afford to send them off to these different things. Like when I was a kid back in the day, it was always about, going to youth clubs. And if you went on a wee trip, it maybe cost you £1 or something like that. Nowadays, it's costing families a lot. And say you have 2 or 3 kids going on a wee trip with, say, a youth club or something, and say it's 6 or 7, £8 a person. You know what I mean? There's like lots of £25. That £25 could get you a half cupboard full of shopping to feed the kids. It's all about trying to keep the kids active and keep them out there. I talked about this before. Young ones nowadays don't want to go out and be active anymore. They just want to sit in front of a screen. You know what I mean? It's just like, for example, at match I was at the other night, me and my friend Cameron were standing at the side of the pitch, and it was a group of kids. I would say they were probably about maybe 12, 13 years of age. All walked past, 6 or 7 of them walked past, maybe more of them actually, and every single one of them weren't talking to each other, glued to a screen. And I said this, I turned around and I went, this is the world we live in now. They're like freaking robots. So they really are like robots. But a study here from the Ulster University recently says that more parents are cutting back on children's sports as well and cost of, or things due to the cost of living. It says here that it costs anything up to 20 quid to 30 quid a week per child. So if you have 2 or 3 kids in your house and you want to even just send them off to one club, that's one activity. It can cost you up to 20 quid a week. And for any parents out there who are not working or struggling or whatever, it's different if people are coming from an upper class family and have plenty of money and whatever else. But it's a real struggle now for families to get this out here and get kids out there. You know what I mean? So it's crazy. It really, really is. Oh, I mean, back in my day, obviously, if you've watched my YouTube channel for years, I've always tried to keep my kids active. You go back and watch my old videos. When my kids were small, we were never home. Any days off I had them out, whether it be beach walks down to the forest, train journeys for the day, going to England, going to different places, going down south, travelling, making memories, doing all these different activities, doing different things to keep them busy, because if you don't, they're going to walk around like freaking zombies. Glued to their face. Phones glued to their face. Unbelievable. So yeah, I do feel for parents. It is getting quite expensive out there now. Everything's just so bloody dear now. It really, really is. Guys, before we go into the main subject of today of Ozzy Osbourne, I just want to go through a couple more wee subjects here before I go into the questions and whatnot. But a lot of you older people out there keep contacting me, and I don't know, you always keep saying about your parents and your grandparents and about this state pension thing. And since last Tuesday's podcast, I've had about 4 or 5 emails from different people saying, Matthew, what do you think about them putting the state pension age up again? I think it's ridiculous. And I do think it's ridiculous. I saw a clip floating around on, where was it? Was it YouTube Shorts the other day? I was flicking through the other day. That stupid station LBC, this woman rang in the other day and she was bashing this wee fucking wokey lefty guy who was presenting, saying that she was supposed to retire at 60, and just as she was about to retire, they stuck the retirement age up by 4 or 5 years, but it wasn't. She said it's ridiculous. She's been working since she was 14 and now she can't even retire because they keep putting the age up, and by the time she gets to that age where she's about to retire again, they're going to put it up again. And this wee fucking clown from LBC was sitting there and he was rambling on at her thinking like he knew it all, and she was tearing him apart. She was ripping him to shreds, and fair play to her, you know what I mean? And I understand now the average age of people live a lot longer now because of the way people live their lives now and the type of medication in the world now, and obviously the way people generally live now compared to what they did, say, 30, 40 years ago. But to put the state pension up again, I think is ridiculous. They're saying here now, and that's actually to do with the Labour government again, is the decision to review the state pension age 3 years earlier than expected. No surprise. No surprise at all. They're wanting to put it up by another year, which is absolutely ridiculous. It will get to the point where they'll probably want people to work till they're about fucking 80. You know what I mean? Because I always try and tell I always have this conversation with Lewis all the time. And I've had this conversation with Brooke too many times as well. Back whenever I was a young lad at 15, 14, people who were in their 60s looked like they were in their 80s. And people nowadays who are in their 60s look like they're in their fucking late 40s, early 50s. It just goes to show you, the way health is now and the way the world is now. People live a lot longer. But making people work all their life till 68, 67, 68, and then making them work till nearly 70. Now, I understand there's people out there who still want to work into their 70s, and I have all the respect in the world for that. But people out there who have, say, health issues, who are their body's breaking down, and their last year, they're scraping towards retirement, and then all of a sudden the government goes, oh yeah, you're not retiring now, we're going to put another 2 years on, or 3 years, whatever it is, and you're going to work on until basically you drop dead, which is ridiculous. So that's my opinion on it. I think they should keep it as it is. Don't change it anymore. Just keep it as it is. Because again, as I said, the last couple of days I've had a few emails saying, Matty, what do you think of the state pension going up? My mum's on the verge of retiring, and her mum actually said about her mum retiring, and she's arthritis and all, but she still goes to work, and she's looking forward to retire, and now they're wanting to put the age up again, which means she's going to have to continue on working just to survive, which is just Why? But it's the Labour government for you. Couldn't run a bath. Never ran a country. But that's just my view on it. Oh dear, what's the word coming to? Anyway, driverless cars, let's talk about that. I've seen a lot of them pop up on YouTube and Instagram Reels and all that there, and there's a lot of people in the news today, and obviously you're talking about it and sharing stories and whatnot, saying, would you ever get into a driverless car? Now, I was watching a fella on, where was it? Was it YouTube? Him and his girlfriend or his wife was in America somewhere. I don't know where it was. And they were from here. I think they were from here, Northern Ireland. And they ordered an Uber. And the Uber was a driverless car. And he was videoing inside the car. Him and his missus was in the back and he was in the front. And it's weird though, isn't it? I remember the old saying going years ago. I remember talking to friends when I went to school saying, the old saying goes by 2020 we'll have flying cars, or by the millennium we'll have flying cars and driverless cars and, all this nonsense. Looks like we're heading that way with driverless cars. But I mean, the way he shows inside this car and describes it, all the different cameras around the car and the sensors in the car and all, it's pretty safe, to be honest. But again, if any of those bits of the technology fails or whatever, you're pretty much screwed because you ain't got a driver to control the car. So my question to you guys out there was, would you get inside a driverless car? Me personally, I would maybe try for an experience, but I wouldn't be overly 100% feeling 100% safe in it. But again, that's just me. Driverless cars, would you get in it? It's a bit of an interesting one. I don't know. But one more subject before I go on to the Ozzy situation with Ozzy Osbourne. A summer of trouble in the UK. And this is what I want to talk about today. I've seen a lot of this going on this week, especially with the whole thing. Was it Epping that was in? The rats, Epping. Guys, I'm going to cut a long story short here, and I'm probably going to get a lot of fucking hate for this. And to be quite honest with you, I really don't care. So any of you wee wokey lefties out there want to start sending me emails and calling me a far-right extremist, then you work yourself away because you're wasting your time. My opinion is, of this here, people are saying to me, and I've even had a couple of emails about it, saying, Matty, over the last month or so since the podcast returned, do you think the UK and Ireland will get to the point where they'll have a breaking point and they're going to crack up and they're going to end up going to the streets and ratting? Well, some rats have happened before already here in Northern Ireland. But people are now saying here, is there going to be trouble in the UK? Do you think the people's going to have enough and they're just going to blow up about this whole Labour government in general, the way they're treating people? Taxes are up through the roof. People are being the working class are being treated like shit, and especially more so with the immigration thing. And I'm not just talking about the immigration thing again on the podcast again, because I've had a couple of emails, people call me racist and all. That's your opinion. Look, I'm just a realist. I'm not a racist. I don't go on here and slobber about people's religion. I'm just talking about the way this country is right now, the UK, Ireland, and everywhere, in general with immigration. And it's just simple fact is that it will get to that point where people will take it to the streets and they will have enough, especially when all you ever hear now is women and children being attacked, raped, and killed. And all you hear about the government screwing people out of money, taxing people on top of tax, lying to us on a regular basis, especially the government here in Northern Ireland. They couldn't run a fucking bath over here either. The circus on top of the hill of Stormont. The government's continuously lying to people. They're feeding them nothing but lies. People who are working class are getting absolutely slated left, right and centre. People who've worked all their lives are getting put to the back of the line. Why boatloads of immigrants are coming in and getting everything freaking handed to them and put in the front of the line. As the old saying goes, never poke a bear with a sharp stick, because the bear will turn around and bite your fucking head off. And I think now people in the UK and Ireland are getting to that point now where frustration's starting to kick in and people are going to go and they are going to take it to the streets. And I'm not encouraging riots at all, because I don't think that's the answer at all, full stop. Not a mission. It's not a way of resolving things. It starts from the top to the bottom. But again, people are getting pissed off. People are getting annoyed. People have had enough, especially in England. The way Keir Starmer has promised all this stuff, and he's promised and delivered fuck all. I got a lot of English listeners. They email me on by the email, the Instagram mail me and all too, saying, Matty, he's lying to us again. What's your view on it? Can you talk about this on the podcast? Do you think this will get you cancelled? Blah, 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 blah. You know, when you start lying to people, people will catch on and people will get pissed off and they will react. It's like sitting there beside someone and you're constantly poking them. Like Lewis would do that to me sometimes for a laugh, dad, for that. And then he would just go, Lewis, enough. Seriously, stop it. It's annoying. But do you imagine if you're sitting there with a big stick poking a big bear in the forest, that bird's eventually going to turn around and rip your head off. So again, will it happen to the streets? Will and it calls and riots? I hope not. I hope my view of it is it should be resolved. But again, if people are going to get pissed off and their voice is not being heard, and people are going to react. You know what I mean? They're going to react in a way where it's like, you know something, you're not going to listen to us? Well, we're going to make you fucking listen to us. I don't encourage any riots at all, ever. Never do. But when people get pissed off about lies, and I mean, I've spoke to people here in this country too, about all different things in life, about, you know, people being taxed heavily, people being screwed over, lied to, and then all the immigrants coming in, and oh, don't. It's just getting to the point now where the UK and Ireland are going to blow. And that video I watched the other day, remember I talked about the rats in Ballymena the other week? Well, apparently some people were taken from there and they were put in a place down south, and I saw a video on, I think it was maybe Instagram, where this guy was out speaking, saying, oh yeah, they were kicked out of Ballymena and then they're being brought down here. I don't think so. We don't want this in our area. So people are getting pissed off. People are getting frustrated. They're getting lied to. People are annoyed. People are angry. And do I think it's going to go to the streets? I hope not. I really do hope not. I hope it doesn't, because, you know, the government need to do something now. They're supposed to be here to protect their country and protect their people. They're not doing it. And the more days go by, more people are starting to hate the likes of Keir Starmer in England because of his lies. You know what I mean? It was the same way how bumbling Boris during COVID lockdown. Stay in this home, don't go home. Stay home, don't go out. Stay home, go out, don't go out. Going out. He didn't know what he was fucking doing. He didn't know what he was doing. So, again, this is in the news today. Do you think that this is going to get to the point? Not a lot of mainstream media are sharing it, but a lot of people are talking about it on social media. Do you think this is going to get to the point, or even not just social media, some news sources have shared it on their sites and stuff. Do you think that it's going to get to the point where the UK and Ireland's going to blow up and cause a war within? I hope not. I really hope not. Most importantly, for the safety of the kids and their future in this country. You don't want them growing up the way I grew up, in sort of the middle tail end of the Troubles. My parents grew up around the Troubles as well. Here in Northern Ireland, that was bad back then. People getting shot dead, people getting blown up, you know, all the different things that's happened in this country. And I don't want to see the next generation grow up in that. I don't want to see any wars anywhere in the world. But again, the world can be a cruel place at times. So it can, a really cruel place. And I really hope that this doesn't happen. I really do. Obviously for the future of the UK and Ireland. But again, if it happens and they start taking it to the streets, I wouldn't be surprised, because people are really starting to get annoyed now, because there's more protests happening now. There's more, you know, gatherings of people going against the governments and going against people saying, like, look, we've had enough of this crap. You're lying to us. You know, enough's enough. So I hope and pray that it doesn't go to that stage. So quote me on that. I do not encourage them. I do not encourage riots at all. But again, if it happens, then I would sort of, if I saw a thing on the news or something, I would sort of go, well, it doesn't, it's just got to, obviously the people have had enough now. It's just got to the point now where they've just had enough. So, but there you go, that's my view on it, guys. But anyway, on to the main subject at hand. We published our last podcast there on Tuesday. And on Tuesday evening, it was actually the match on Tuesday night, whenever Cameron pulled his phone out and showed me. Unfortunately, guys, on Tuesday past there, we unfortunately lost a legend of rock music and a legend of the world, Mr. Ozzy Osbourne. Ozzy performed his last gig at, it was Villa Park. What was Villa Park? But 17 days before he died, he was in a chair. It really, I think it was stage 5 Parkinson's, so he was really bad. And obviously the world's lost an icon. Another one from a crazy generation of multiple talented people. Ozzy Osbourne was just amazing. If anybody doesn't know who Ozzy Osbourne is, then obviously he must live under a rock. Obviously he was an English singer, songwriter. He more so got famous in the early 70s because he was the lead vocal singer for Black Sabbath, very, very popular band worldwide. That's where he got his nickname, the Prince of Darkness. Some iconic songs he's had over the years. He was 76, but I was talking to a fella the other night about it, and we were saying, the football, Ozzy lived his life by his own rules. He lived the old school rock and roll lifestyle. Didn't care, partied all the time, done his drugs. You all know that. It's all on record. He partied like no tomorrow. He just lived his life by his own rules. He had 6 kids. As two of his kids probably more famous would be Kelly and Jack. Because in 2002 or something like that, for 3 or 4 years they ran that Osbourne's reality TV show. I remember seeing that back in the day. It was fucking crazy, so it was. But some of his music is obviously very, very iconic. But to see the way he was at the end, he couldn't even stand up. He wanted to perform in Birmingham, and it was the 5th of July or 4th of July. It was the day after Independence Day. He done a concert at Villa Park in front of all his fans, but he was sitting in a chair. He is such an iconic figure. But again, it's just so sad that we've lost another icon. But the Osbourne program, the reality show they done back in the day, was just if you go on YouTube and just search it up and watch some of the clips of it, absolutely insane. And him shouting, "Sharon!" It's so sad. I mean, obviously he's been married twice, but more famously married to Sharon. He was married to a girl called Thelma Riley, and they divorced in 82, from what I remember, 81, 82. I think it was the year after I was born. And then he married Sharon. Sharon was his life. Sharon's obviously famous as well. She's a great, marketing and stuff like that for the marketing aspect of Ozzy and all her. She was a genius. She's been famous. She's been on a lot of TV programs herself over the years. We all know who she is. But Sharon was Ozzy's rock. And he lived his life for that woman. He loved that woman unconditionally. Now, there was a lot of rumours going around for years that apparently he cheated on her multiple times, but that's just not, I don't even want to talk about that negativity. But again, Sharon was his world. And I'm sure Sharon right now is broken. But towards the end, Ozzy was bad. Stage 5, I think it was, Parkinson's. And the concert that he done at Villa Park recently, at the start of July, all the money that was raised from that went to some, I can't remember the actual name of the charity, but it was a Parkinson's disease charity. And he was just an iconic figure. And, God, he lived his life by his own rules. I put him in the same category as the likes of Lemmy from Motorhead. I was a massive Motorhead fan. I got the pleasure of seeing Lemmy play live 3 times. And I saw him, literally, the closest I was up to him was literally I was at the front row at the Ulster Hall in Belfast back a good 10, 15 years ago when they were playing there. And I got to see him up close as well, and he was amazing. Saw him live in America too. He was unbelievable. Motorhead was crazy. They were just amazing. And I would put Lemmy and Ozzy in the same sort of category. Now, maybe you rock fans out there might say I'm wrong, but the reason why I put them in that same category is because of lived their life by their own rules. Who cares what everybody has to say? If you don't like what I do, fuck you, basically. And yeah, he is an absolute icon of music. And unfortunately, he passed away there last Tuesday at the age of 76. And I think he kind of knew himself, and I think Sharon knew as well towards the end that it was nearly time for him to go. Which is sad, because at the end of the day, it's another icon from another generation of, completely different compared to now. You'll never see another Ozzy Osbourne, But so sad, you know what I mean? And as I said, a lot of his music is famous, especially the band Black Sabbath as well. And he will be sorely missed by rock fans all over this world. Rest in peace, Ozzy. You were one of a kind, and yeah, you will be missed by millions around the world, and your music will live on forever. He's one of them artists, who will live forever through his music and through who he was. Again, you put him in that category of the likes of a Freddie Mercury or a Lemmy from Motorhead, them icons of music, icons of the world who will always be remembered no matter what. 20 years from now, we'll still be talking about him because his music is just iconic. Rest in peace, Ozzy. Obviously, you'll be up there now, chilling out now in heaven and having yourself probably a wee glass of whiskey, chilling out, playing with your guitar, pain-free, and just chilling. Rest in peace to another legend, Ozzy Osbourne. Right, let's get into some of your questions before I do Jackass of the Week. Thank you once again, guys, for all your emails and messages and stuff like that there. When I'm sitting down tonight with my wee whiskey, I'm going to go through some of the emails and reply to some of you guys. So again, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to send me a message. It means a lot to me, especially for this podcast. It keeps this podcast going. But thank you very much for the messages. I'll go into Instagram here first of all and see if I can find a couple here. Right, I've one here from, it says here, what is your review on mobile phones being banned in school? That's from Ryan. What's your review on mobile phones being banned in schools? In England. I think all mobile phones should be taken out of schools because I talked about this in the podcast before. Not all kids, but some kids, especially the bullies, use mobile phones as a weapon to bully people with. And I think mobile phones should be taken off the kids as soon as they come through the doors in the morning, put into a box or something, or locked up. A lot of young ones will probably not agree with me that there, but I think it's a good thing in a way. Obviously different circumstances for different children. Obviously in case of an illness or medical emergency or something like that, that's completely different. But general fit and healthy children, mobile phones should be, like for example, the last year of Lewis at school, he told me that his phone had to be switched off and put in his bag. And if anybody was caught with a mobile phone in their hand or their pocket or their inside their blazer pocket, they were automatically taken off them, or they were suspended, or they were put in detention. Because it's a distraction. It's an absolute distraction, and I think that now it should be taken out of the schools because, again, you see all these videos online of bullying and stuff like that, and the aspect of kids are using mobile phones for bullying now, and I think it's a good thing to take it away. Depending on the circumstances, of course. At the end of the day, if a child needs a phone for a medical emergency or something like that, say they have a severe illness or something like that, completely different. But generally, mobile phones, I would agree with that. I would agree with it, definitely. Burton Lewis's old primary school actually makes the kids put their phones in boxes before they go into school, which I think is great. Right, let's have a look here and see. One here from Ross Copeland _8 says, "Hey Matt, Ross Marge here. Have you ever been to an Ulster rugby match?" I answered that question for an odd listener the other day. Yes, I talked about it the other day. I want to go back and listen to what I said. Yes, I have been to an Ulster match a couple of years back. So yes, Ross, I have. So thank you for your message. Let's have a look here saying, oh, here's an interesting one. Here is from, I'll read out the name, sk5.jack. Hey Matt, would you be able to talk about each job you ever had from the start? Wow, that's a question. Here we go. Let's get the memory bank going here. Right, first job was Bell One Furniture Store. Well, tell you a lie, the very first job was like 12. I was a paper boy till I was about 15, 16. And then I left school and I got my first job. And it was called Bell One, but then changed to Ideas and Furniture. I actually done a video on it last year of me down at the old place where I used to work. It's now a garden place, whatever it is, and it does all furniture and things like that there. It's like a big shop that has everything. It's an old video from last year. Matthew goes back to his old job from 1997 or something, it says, whatever it was called. In there, Then when I left there, I worked in the Royal Hotel, which is now closed down, as a kitchen porter. I've worked in KFC. I have worked in call centres. I worked for the passport office. I have worked for Curry's. I've worked for TransLink. I have worked for security companies. What else have I done? Jesus Christ. I've worked for Homebase. I've worked for, gee whiz. Where else have I worked? Obviously, done work from other companies, which I don't want to mention because I don't want to get their name in trouble, because I'm not allowed to speak about their name. Where else have I worked? Jesus, now you're asking. All these wee small jobs. I've worked in a cafe for a couple of weeks as well. I've done, oh my God, what else? The main ones, Curry's, TransLink. Fucking hell. I'm trying to remember. Oh yes, worked in the care homes as a carer. That's one of the biggest ones. Should have remembered that, actually. That's where I met my wife at the time. Yeah, I worked there from the year 2000 to 2003, and then I left. And then I went out on the free agency staff for a while, which worked in the other homes across Belfast and Northern Ireland, and worked in the Ulster Hospital doing a few shifts as well. Yeah, that's just to name a few. So I've been doing quite a few jobs over the years, but yeah, hope that clears it up for you. But I do always remember my first job. And when I walk into that building that I worked in 1997, it always brings back wonderful memories. Wonderful memories. And then a friend of mine who I made when I used to work in the warehouse, you see, as a furniture guy in the warehouse, so helping, the stock and pick up the vans in the morning and bring stuff up to the showroom and take stuff away and help. It was just basically a storeroom guy. And I always remember the guy I worked with in there, and he passed away there nearly 2 years ago, Cecil. And I always remember him because he was like a father figure to me. He would sort of give you advice about life in general and tips how to talk to girls and how to dress and look after yourself. And Cecil was just an absolute icon. But yeah, that's just some of the jobs that I've had over the years. I hope that clears it up for you. I don't want to really go in too much into it, but yeah, I've had some interesting ones over the years. But yeah, no, definitely I've had some fun, and I've made a lot of friends over the years too as well. And people who obviously I still speak to this day who have seen that again. But I've had some history over the years, and there's many more years to come, believe me. Let's have a look at one more here from Aaron. Aaron says, who's your favourite darts player and why? I think I've answered this before too. Phil Taylor. I used to love Phil Taylor. Eric Bristow back in the day as well. At the minute, my favourite would probably be either Humphreys or Littler. I'm in the middle of watching this darts at the minute from Blackpool, which is freaking unbelievable. So yeah, that cleared up. I did answer that question a few weeks ago with a big shout out to Aaron Heatley 7. Thank you, Aaron. I appreciate it. Okay, one here from Steph. Says, hey Matt, how's it going? Enjoy listening to your podcast. So glad this returned after a year's break. Love listening to you chat every week. Could you possibly give a shout out to my two little nieces, which are Bethany and Rosie? Bethany and Rosie, who are big fans of your YouTube channel. Could you possibly give a shout out to them, as they will absolutely love it? Bethany and Rosie, hello you two, how are yous? Thank you very, very much for watching my videos on YouTube. Your auntie, who's contacted me, has said she's very, very proud of you and she wants me to give you a shout out. So I am. So hello, and I hope that you are doing very, very well. I don't know what age you are because it doesn't say in the email how old you are, but obviously you're a bit younger than me because I'm an big old fart. But anyway, thank you very, very much for watching my videos all the time. It really means a lot to me and I appreciate it. I says to everybody who watches my videos, I do think highly of everybody who watches my videos, but most importantly, thank you to you personally. So I hope you're doing well, and thank you very, very much for watching my videos. And if you listen to my podcast too, I wouldn't recommend it because Matthew gets a little bit annoyed sometimes and kind of swears sometimes, which he shouldn't be doing, but it's because of the way the podcast is. So, but thank you. I appreciate it. And thank you for your email as well. Hopefully get to meet you someday in person. Fingers crossed. Thank you. I love emails like that. I really, really do. It makes my day. I'll do one more email and then I'll head over to the Facebook page, guys, and then we'll do the Jackass of the Week. Right, let's have a look here and see. Right, email from Roberta. Roberta, where are you from? Let's have a look. Roberta, where are you from? Stockton-on-Tees. Roberta from Stockton-on-Tees. Hello, Roberta from Stockton-on-Tees. How you doing? Never been to Stockton-on-Tees, but I've heard of it. I know exactly where it is. Man, I don't even know I've drove through. Have I drove through Stockton-on-Tees? Maybe on a train one time? I don't know. Because you guys, I travel up and down the country all the time on trains. The email goes into reading saying, "Hey Matt, how's it going? Just wanted to get your views on the current situation with the Labour government. I know you talk about politics all the time, but I really want your honest opinion on them. I personally think Keir Starmer is a complete and total, well, should I say that word? Twat. He's lied to everybody. He's lied to the government. He's lied to the pensioners. He's lied to everyone. What's your views on this? I know you talked about him quite a bit, but I'm just so angry about it all. The fact that we voted for Labour and we were lied to." Okay. Well, yeah, well, I've already spoke to it before, yeah, but he is, what you say, a twat, and I don't like him. I just don't like him. I just can't stand the look of him. He just looks like a liar. Anyway, he stumbles his words and all. I don't know. I think about more important things in my life than Keir Starmer. But thank you for your email. I know, obviously, you sound like you're a bit annoying because you voted for Labour. Obviously, don't vote for Labour in the next election. That's my view on you, up for it. But again, thank you so much for your message. And I hope that things do change for you. And Stockton-on-Tees, I've never been there before. I must look it up sometimes, see what type of place it is, see if it's a lovely place, because I love visiting new places in England. It's great. But thank you for your email. I appreciate it. Right, I'll do one from Facebook, guys, because I really want to get on down the road here today, because I got lots to do today. So I'll do one from Facebook, and then I'll hit the road. Let's have a look here and see. Right, there's 4 or 5 new ones from last night. Oh, flip. Jeez, I'll have to cancel all them later on today. Right, where are we? One here from Daniel. Daniel, where are you from? Let's have a look. Doesn't say in your message. I'll click on your profile here 2 seconds. Clicky, click, click, click. Where are you from, Daniel? Daniel, you are from Ballymena. Oh, interesting. Ballymena. Right. Says, "Hi Matt, how's it going? I am from Ballymena." I didn't even read out the front of the email or message, sorry. I apologise. I went straight onto your profile. I'm being a complete fool today. You're from Ballymena. Let's get that. Let's get into your message here. Right. "Hi Matt, I'm here from Ballymena. Just wanted to let you know that everything that's been going on down here at the minute is absolutely crazy. I feel at the moment that my 2 kids are living in fear. I'm living in fear and my wife lives in fear. We are scared to even go out the street at night to walk our dog. This whole situation going on in Northern Ireland and the UK in relation to illegal immigration as well, which is really annoying me, and my wife especially. My wife works with My wife works with immigrants in the hospital and nursing home business, which she has done for years, and they're wonderful people. But my fear and my question is, why do they keep bringing in boatloads of men? We are really, really scared, especially for our 2 small daughters. Can you shine a bit of light on this here and what's your view of it all? I know you talk about this regularly on your podcast lately, but again, as a concerned resident of Ballymena, I am very, very scared for the future of my kids, my wife, and myself. Love your podcast. Take care. Wow, Daniel. You're not the only person I know from Ballymena, Daniel, who's living in that fear down there. And obviously all the troubles that were going on down there a few weeks ago. You said your wife works in the hospital and the nursing homes and all too as well. Excuse me. And she works with people like that. I've worked with people like that too as well. I've worked with Filipinos. I've worked with Portuguese. I've worked with Spanish people who were lovely people. And they were coming in from different countries and they were working their ass off. Like everybody else, paying their bills, paying their taxes, buying their homes, setting up, just being genuine. And again, I don't want to go into this immigration crap again because, again, it's getting a bit tiresome now speaking about it. But yeah, it is concerning, especially when it's a majority of men. And again, the rise of crimes are starting to raise, and it's just, especially with everything that happened down in Ballymena there recently, I understand where you're coming from, Daniel, I really do. We are scared for your wife and your kids, and you said you're even scared to go out and walk your dog. It's just, that's no way of living in your own town. Especially if you're from that place. Even whenever there's at night time, sometimes or in the evening times, Lewis would go out for a walk with Tony, or they'd go out on their electric scooters and go for a drive on their electric scooters. And I know it's always about 8 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night, but I'm scared for them too, even though Tony's a grown-ass man in his 30s and Lewis is 16. But I get worried and concerned thinking, oh, what happens if they run into... I'm not being racist. I'm just being a fucking realist. So I understand where you're coming from. But in closing, it's worrying that people are scared to even their own community now. So it is. But Daniel, I hope you and your family are safe. I really do. And, you know, if I'm ever in Ballymena, I probably will be in Ballymena actually in a lot of weeks' time when the football season starts. So if I ever run into you in Ballymena, I would love to meet you and talk to you. But again, it's just concerning now that people from their own areas are scared to leave their own house. Daniel, thank you for your message, mate. I appreciate it. And I hope you and the wife and 2 kids are fine. And yeah, I'll hopefully get to meet you someday down the road. Take care of yourself, and most importantly, take care of that wife of yours and your 2 kids. Right, it's night time for the favourite time of the week that I love. It's night time for the Moore Army podcast Jackass of the Week segment. And there he is, Mr. Boris the Donkey. Well, this is an interesting one. See, when I had this sent to me, I had to make this Jackass of the Week. Now, normally you guys always send me stuff about Jackass of the Week saying, you know, it's a politician or it's a TV celebrity or whatever, but honest to God, this one this week just made me piss myself laughing so hard. It really, really did. I'll explain this now. This article was sent to me from a listener on the website. Was it The Independent news source? It had a video attached to it, which I'm going to post on Instagram after I put this podcast out to show you guys the reason why this person's Jackass of the Week. It's friggin' hilarious. A Domino's pizza driver filmed doing wheelie down High Street sparks investigation. I'll read some of this article out to you. This is the reason why this is Jackass of the Week. When you see the video, it's so funny. The pizza chain Domino's has launched an investigation after one of its drivers was caught in camera driving, attempting a motorcycle stunt on a motorbike / scooter before crashing into the road. A Domino's driver was filmed trying to pull off a wheelie, riding the bike balanced just on its back wheel down as it Clapham High Street in South London. A spokesperson for the American chain confirmed that the incident was under investigation and is class is totally unacceptable. Pretty much the bottom line is this complete tit decided to show off and do a wheelie down the street while he was delivering his Domino's pizza, and he fell flat on his ass. Trust me, watch the video on my Instagram, and I'll put it on Facebook as well, and I'll put out why it's the Jackass of the Week, and I'll show you why. Because what I'm going to do is, guys, I'm going to start posting the Jackass of the Week on social media as well for the podcast to show you who the Jackass of the Week is. Honest to God, it's hilarious. So the Moore Army podcast Jackass of the Week. Now, I don't even think I have this guy's name. Let's have a look here and see if I can get the guy's name. No, there's no name on it. But this is the Jackass Week. So the Moore Army podcast Jackass of the Week for this week. Please, can I get a drum roll, please? Thank you very much. The Jackass of the Week for this week is the Domino's pizza driver who decided to do a wheelie down the middle of the street in London and fall flat on his ass. Wait till you see the video, guys. It is hilarious. I know if you're listening to me on YouTube as well here, I will post it on my social media links, which are in the description. Go. Wait till you see this. It is hilarious. So that is the Jackass of the Week for this week. What a tool. Anyway, guys, that is going to bring us to the end of this Thursday's edition of the Moore Army podcast. Stay tuned for more videos coming up over the weekend. I hope you all have a great weekend, no matter what you are up to. Thank you for your time today. Thank you for your company. I appreciate it. Thank you for all your questions. I'll get back to you as much as I can over the weekend, over the next couple of days as well. But yeah, thank you for all your messages. It does mean a lot to me. Guys, before I go today, don't forget to check out our website. Now, guys, before I do go, I want to let you know quickly, there will be a new merch shop opening up on the website over the weekend, because the reason why I'm saying this is because the original Moore Army store, we're having a few technical difficulties with it, trying to get new merch put out. We've got designs and all done. We've had them done for weeks. But we're just trying to get them on the website, and we can't, so we've had to open up a new store, which we're going to link to the website over the weekend. I will be posting it out in social media when the new stuff's ready, because I'm going to actually order myself some of the new merch as well, because the new merch looks great. I'm looking forward to getting some. Moore Army Podcast t-shirts will be available. Moore Army Podcast mugs, hoodies, you name it, they'll be available. Also, the Moore Army YouTube channel will have all that stuff available. We're also going to hopefully have posters. I was talking to him about jigsaw puzzles, Moore Army jigsaw puzzles. I know you're probably laughing, going, what the hell, jigsaw puzzles? So we're going to have mugs, we're going to have t-shirts, hoodies, pretty much everything. So they're going to be available on the moorarmy.co.uk website over the weekend. So yes, the old store is basically getting taken down and the new one's going to be released. So stay tuned for that. So if the old store still pops up on your Google search, ignore it. Go straight to the website, moorarmy.co.uk. Click on the store link on there directly. It takes you straight to the new store because we were having problems. I kept saying to the guy who was helping me, why the hell have we not got this new merch up? It's the summertime. You know what I mean? And he's like, I know, but we're trying to get access into the site. The site keeps crashing. It's a nightmare. So we're going to have to build a new store. And I said, when's it going to be ready for? And he says, hopefully this weekend. So we're trying to get it sorted. So please, and I want to get some stuff ordered for myself too, especially when I go away in London. I'm going to wear it when I go away to London. I actually want to stand. Guys, should I wear a Moore Army Podcast t-shirt right smack bang in the middle of Westminster during the summer and get a picture taken with all the crazy protesters, like the oil protesters and all? Moore Army Podcast t-shirt. Anyway, guys, before I do go, thank you for all your support. Don't forget to check out our friends FTBL Spot as well. Would appreciate it. Check us all on social media links as well. And until Tuesday, have a great weekend, guys, and I will see you back here on Tuesday for another episode of the Moore Army Podcast. So until then, have a great weekend, and I'll see you all soon. Thanks for listening.